Good evening, traders. It's Sunday evening here in the UK. Markets are just about to open, so wanted to do a video really only because my bias has changed on a few pairs. On the 4-hour close here on S&P, entered in Friday, so stop is behind the highs, targeting 618 on the Fibonacci, which also correlates here with this recent low. The US 30 is sold off as well, and generally the S&P tends to follow. I only see this as a sort of a short-term pullback, hence why only targeting here. Stop is at break even now, so we'll just let this one play out. Aussie dollar is of interest. I only want to play a small pullback play here. You can see we're at support. I want to see a break and retest of that 1 hour 50 to target this level here, which should correlate as well with the 4 hour 50 EMA or thereabouts. So you can see you've got a nice level here, so it might be targeting a little bit lower, but I'm going to wait and see what happens in the London session. This would only be a pullback. The reason why my bias has changed on this is because when we look at the monthly now, we can see how we've engulfed what looked to be, so this bullish engulfing here engulfed basically 4 months worth, and it's 1 month has just taken all of that bearish pressure, you can see. And because of everything that's going on in China at the moment, people are moving all of their money to safe havens. So this will affect the Australian dollar, this will affect the Canadian dollar, this will affect the US dollar, this will affect the Aussie dollar as well. So it is interesting. It is just important to note as well, we are at a strong level of support here, so I'm just looking for a pullback play. I do favour this to the long term, up to the long term, but I just can't see it at the moment. So with everything that's going on fundamentals wise, I'm just going to play a short pullback and just see what happens. CAD yen, essentially I'm just looking for a pullback to this level. When we look on the weekly, we can see we've broken this upward sloping trend line. Market's gapped. It did fill the gap last week, but simply looking for a retest of this resistance to take down lower to the monthly support and the upward sloping trend line. So if we look here, we can see we've had a few touches. So eventually looking for this to touch here. Waiting for that 1 hour 50 EMA break and retest on there. Should be an interesting one. Swiss yen. If we look at the Elliott wave theory, we've got wave 1 pullback, which is wave 2. Then we've got wave 3, which is the biggest run. Then we've got wave 4, which has happened. So it looks like we might get wave 5 here, and then this does work out in line with the weekly as well, because you can see here we have got a nice weekly level. So here, which will come out, works out around about here. So if we can get a wave 5, and obviously that 1 hour 50 EMA will be tracked all the way up, and then I'll simply look for a break and retest of that 1 hour 50 if it's around this level, to then take short. Euro pound, I just have it on watch just because price is being squeezed, and where we had that euro strength last week, it hasn't correlated with euro pound, which is interesting, especially because we obviously had the pound strength towards the end of the week as well. So interesting how price is being squeezed here. Euro dollar, we're at a very interesting level. coming up to 618 on the fibs, so looking just to take this down to recent lows if we see a clear rejection. Euro yen, do find it of interest. However, because both currencies have been really strong last week, we can see we just saw ranging. So I'm looking for a break and retest of this level before taking it long. The reason why I've got this level here in is a target is if we zoom out to the daily, we can see we've got a level here, and then we also have this level here. You can see when you look at it on the daily, you've got a point, a point, a point, and we need to get back. We need to see some sort of value in the market before people will want to take this lower. Pound yen is of interest. I don't think this will fire up until something happens with China. If we get some sort of resolution or the markets are buying dips, but we can see we've got a huge move to the upside, pound strength coming in because of Brexit and whatnot. We're at an interesting level, so this is one that I will look to play. I'd need to have quite a big stop, not as big as this, but I would like to target at least, you know, have my stop behind 78.6, something around that level, and then to take. But at the moment there's no buying signals on the lower time frames. Pound dollar, unfortunately I missed this one, but looking for some sort of retest to take this longer, because when we look on the higher time frames, let's go on to the monthly, looking for price to get back to this level, probably come down again to retest this, and then to break out eventually. So this will be an interesting one. Obviously with what's going on at the DXY at the moment, the DXY is bearish, pound is bullish. So it'll be an interesting week, but if we can see some sort of pullback to de-acceleration to take this longer, then I will be looking at it. Kiwi CAD, looking to see a rejection around this level, which will be 0.5 fib or 618 fib, around this level for a rejection to take long, but just seeing what happens. Kiwi Swiss, really surprised with this pair, but obviously because of everything that's going on, it has really sold off, so it's just on my maybe list to watch, but definitely won't be entering in a position this week on that. Kiwi dollar is interesting because we are at a nice level, so we're at 618, we're at support here. I would only look to play the pullback though. Counter trend, so it'd need to be a perfect position, but to target that daily 50 EMA, and I'd need to see something obvious on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour at the moment, we can see we're still making lower highs and lower lows, but price has been capped, so you know, there's something going on here, but I'd need to see a break and retest to that 1 hour 50 EMA. Dollar CAD, very interesting, but again what's going on with DXY, so it's very hard to predict. Could see a breakout of this, so I'm not too interested in it at the moment, but if price sort of comes up a little bit higher and then we see a clean break and retest of that 1 hour 50 EMA, should be able to get a 2% position out of that. And then the final is natural gas. Natural gas is at a really nice level. When we draw this line in, we can see loads and loads of touches, touch here, and then we're back at it. 1.8 is a really key level as well on natural gas. So when we go to the weekly here, you can see price has consolidated around here, so this might be the next move back up, but interesting to watch. That's it really for me, traders, for this week. There's quite a bit on maybes, And obviously we do have a few good setups, but I just need to see the market settle before I enter. I don't want to rush into anything, especially where sort of my bias has changed because of everything that's going on macro fundamentals wise. So we'll leave it for tonight and see what happens in the London session. I'm going to get up early for it and just see what happens.